All right, well, let's get into a pistol round. One that Splyce, I'm sure, since they're starting off on T-side, very much wants to win. They did win their last map T-side as well, but then failed to win a single gun round throughout the rest of the map. And now, here on this pistol, they're taking it very, very slowly. So much so, in fact, that they held back right outside of T-spawn on the steps here to make sure they didn't get pushed from Banana or anything like that. And now when the battle finally rolls in, it is Slemmy and Cyril that will take it back over here towards Banana immediately. C2 Ritz is on the way. A nice shot from Slemmy. Just taps out Arya on the way to falling back over to the site. And now the two are going to have to stack together here. Slemmy does manage to escape. More shots coming through from CT. Works the distraction. Great job for Cyril to be able to pick up that kill. Slemmy is kind of stuck, so not too surprised that he's not able to pick up anything himself. But Desi rolling into the garden now. Finds one pickup. Looking for two. Def also a little bit higher HP, so he can stay here consistently. And there we go. Bulldozes one player. Gets the second one. And closes out on the round for coL, as they're going to be able to push forward 1-0. No, my dog didn't have any hair. It's just he's a dual-coated breed, and everybody was freaking out because I shaved them. So I had to have an explanation so people didn't think I just unwittingly shaved my dog without having a reason for it. Those hairless cats are weird. I think they're ugly, personally. But you're not even subbed. Anyway, second round. Splyce doing pretty much the same thing, just kind of hanging back. Obviously a little more forward this time since coL haven't really shown themselves. But pretty much just hanging back right at crossroads, checking to make sure that nobody from coL pushes into them. And they won't. There's not really reason to on this round. The second round is usually played in a relatively passive fashion. But after some delay, and with the time getting very low, Splyce are going to finally consolidate their player base over towards Banana and start to make that push up over to the B-bomb sites. Desi and Def will be the ones waiting and hanging out, trying to hold on for this. Big group coming, so there's a good chance that Splyce may very well be able to overwhelm them. They move in with smokes and whatnot. Desi pops out. Doesn't actually do really great on that first volley of shots. Now, they're only going to be able to take down two, and they've already lost Def. Desi does not want to continue to challenge, so he falls back. He'll let them get that plant. Now moves back in to start re-executing now that his teammates are on the way or have already arrived in the case of a few of them.
Sucks in this game, man. I should just ran around the corner.
And it looks like the CTs are going to be able to clean up these last couple of guys pretty quickly. As you saw there, Desi was picking up the nice 3K. They did allow, obviously, their opponents to get away with the plant. But not a big deal going into the third round, considering that they already did buy with Tech 9s. All that's really going to happen now is they'll either have a very similar buy going into this third round, so there'll be a little bit of extra firepower to deal with. coL already showed they can handle that, so I highly doubt they're worried. Or just, you know, extra utility and whatnot when they finally get into the first gun round, probably on that next round. Which seems to be the option that Splyce will take here. And Roka, oh my goodness. Roka having to awkwardly hop his way out of a bad situation, and the CT is trying to toss in their own utility. They want this aggressive control so they can try to funnel the Ts back over towards the A bomb site if at all possible. Ultimately, Splyce getting ready to push their way forward here around the corner. Surreal wiping away one of them, and I'm sure he spotted more than one, but Drone with a good wraparound shot. Problem is they still have Desi to deal with because of the aggressive control they got earlier on Banana, and ultimately they still don't get very far into the site. It's a relatively quick shutdown from coL, and that puts them up ahead 3-0 here. with Splyce finally going for investment. Like I said before, because they did get that one extra plant, they've got themselves pretty good utility going into this round, and they're also going to have the op on Arya. So we'll see what he's able to do with that. Once these guys start to push their way in here. Is the game sound quiet? I can turn it up. It's just it's weird for me because I don't hear that at the same level you guys hear it, so I never really detect it. Anyway, Semphis picking up that first entry kill over here. Def a little bit over aggressive inside of the balcony room there. You can see the blood spat on the wall.
This game is such shit. I fucking hate this game.
XD. Rix.
Why would Android even fucking do that?
Rix gets destroyed by Android pushing out from the T steps. Causes a great reaction. And now the rest of Splyce is going to try and wrap their way around to push over to the site here. Only 40 seconds left to make that execute. Drone opens things up for them. Eliminating Desi first off, and now Android up to bat next, but he's also got support from Slemmy the Fire, doing so much damage. Beautifully placed Molotov. Now only one remains here. Arya going to look to sneak onto the site. Cyril's quickly rotating. Pretty good chance Android dies here, actually. And in fact, there you go. So Arya, at the very least, should be able to get the plant onto the ground. But Cyril's going to look for the clutch. I don't know if Arya heard that scope or not. Cyril did do it early so as not to be detected when he moved into the site. But now he's got an AK on the ground looking for Arya. Misses the peek out from the emo spot, though. And with that, Arya is going to be able to clutch things out for Splyce as they just barely take control of the first gun round. I know that's like the best part of these streams, dude. It's half the reason I do these. Is just to listen. You can usually get a pretty good idea based on the way that these dead talks work about like how the overall mental state of the team is too. Like if they're just like shit talking each other in dead talk, probably gonna see a roster change. Relatively soon. It's like things like that. You can just like little things. It's entertaining. Well, now the Splyce have an advantage to work off of here. We're going to see if they can capitalize on it in any way. Yeah. Splyce ends up really bringing this time down again, though. They did this a couple rounds back, too. They're basically just going to swing over towards B, go for the straightforward execute, and have Rix delay. Rix gets the one kill. Def and Desi still alive. They need to force this plant, though, because time is so low right now. But they're going to get lost in that smoke, and now 2 more kills. Arya finally able to trade. Now he's got to look for the second one. Gets it, though. Smooth moves from Arya. And now it restores the advantage, bringing things down to a 2v2. Rotates, moving in very quickly from Banana, but Arya knows that. He's got his teammate in the way, so Arya picks up a third, and now going to look for the fourth and final kill. He knows he's in the open. Rix will push up, though. Steals it from his teammate, but they close out on the round and give themselves a second, and this should bring the CT side relatively close to, if not putting them at a point where they would be economically broken coming into the 6th round, though. Splyce, yet again, pretty much just stacking themselves up to go for a push up to B. Semphis getting dinked on the way there, but they still make it happen. coL actually not even really reacting to that, though. They kind of sent Surreal over there. However, they're still gambling on this A position, which they're relatively smart to do. Def moves in, kind of reconfirms things. Now that's really going to bring Surreal back. Problem is, though, is that they're not paying attention to their apartments at all. So Rick just waltzes right in, gets that double kill. Roka taking out Surreal over in the cubby. And it's left just Def alive. He does have a slight element of surprise working his way out from the apartments. And there we go. That's where it strikes.
I fucking hate you.
Finds Drone awkwardly in the open with a knife out. But that's about it. That's all they're really going to be able to sneak through here. As Splyce pretty much get themselves a nice casual walkover round. And they push themselves up to a 3-3 scoreline with coL going back into the bye now. Roka going to be pushing forward here too. Def up on top, though. They haven't spotted that just yet. So Def gets the nice double, tries to make it a triple. He's finally going to meet his match against Drone. Slemmy will be next up to bat here underneath of the porch. Semphis
my crosshairs weird.
wants to go in. Unfortunately, not checking for the Jesus pole position by porch. Slemmy will get that kill. And now brings things down to a 4-on-2. Now a 4-on-1. This is looking like the older Splyce on this round here from that last map, so things aren't lining up very well for them. Android, speaking of lining up, gets that last headshot, closes things out, and is able to keep the lead going for coL as they take it back. Splyce still have plenty of cash flow, though, so definitely going to expect a full fight coming into the 8th round. Next up here, Splyce. Once again, looking for this direct play. Look at this from Surreal. Oh, but Surreal misses. There's the messed up smoke. But Surreal's not able to hit that shot. Just panic mollies it. Rest of the team is not even working their way through that choke point. Probably going to end up coming out through Boiler and Balcony here. So Semphis, once again, out in the open. Very, very aggressive positioning from him, but he's managed to make it work. Somehow hasn't gotten spotted. Slemmy as well, getting very lucky with the jump up there. He was almost caught dead in the open with nothing to work off of, but they maintain this beautiful stack again from coL. Just shuts down the Splyce offense. Only 3 points of damage done by Splyce in that entire round. And that is going to bring Splyce back to their knees in terms of a bye. Tech 9s, P250s, Roka not buying anything at all, and they're all going to stack at Crossroads again. And Rick's, all right. Surreal misses 2 off shots in a dead heat duel. Desi is well blind, but so are his opponents. What is happening? Drone, he's able to whip out the P250 though. Taking down Desi. And now Def is waiting on the other side of this one. Gets the kill onto Arya. A few more still to go. Rick's trading it back. Brings us into a 2v2. Both are low, and now Hello. Here's the resistance coming in from the CT side. Android dominates the last 2. Taking out Rick's and Drone there. And putting Complexity into a firm position. 6-3. Splyce going to buy again here. But like I said a couple rounds back, they've kind of gone back to their old ways. So currently not looking too good with their execution and whatnot, and pretty much getting shut down. In even like 1v1 battles, they usually don't end up on the winning end of that. Just look at the aggressive peeks from Surreal. Out in the open. Can't do that again now, with Splyce having pushed up all the way through alt mid. They've got a 4-man stack, and I think they're going to carry that into the apartments here in a second. Is anyone watching that, though? Yeah, someone's definitely watching that. I was about to check. Android gets taken down, though, after he finds that first kill. Surreal is here with the op. It's close up, so he's got to hit some quick shots, but he's keeping it, and he's working it. So now he's going to be trapped, though, as Arya does push back in. The flashbang...
That's what I'm saying.
Does...
Like, a guy shouldn't run to wagon. A guy shouldn't... You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah. I just swung out immediately, and then they were just sitting there with their nades out. I don't know.
Oof, Desi catching...
What the fuck?
Ricks...
So funny.
On his way back up on top there. Still have 2 more to eliminate, though, but Ari's been smoked out entirely, and he's going to get mollied to the other side. He only has this small angle to work off of. It's enough to pick up a kill. They also found a second one as well at the hands of Roka. He managed to eliminate the push coming in from the port side, and now it all sits on Slummy. He's basically going to give away his position with that pop. So down he will go relatively quickly when he finally gets the commitment outside, and we do see another round up on the board for Splyce. Up to 4 for them now. Still 6 for coL, and they do have the extra money to be able to force into the 11th round here. Not going to be the greatest buy. They do get a double op setup. However, Slummy's way down on a P250. Desi has to downgrade to a FAMAS, and utility for pretty much everyone except for Android is relatively bad. So this is definitely a round where Splyce can go back to that more aggressive playstyle and start push themselves forward. And speaking of which, great spot by Arya. There was still the dirt kicked up from the HE grenade, but they managed to get that kill anyway. Roka also finding Desi. This force all of a sudden doesn't seem like a great idea, as now they're down to just Surreal over here along with Android. They catch that one player in middle that was lurking, trying to cut off this rotation. But now the actual rotation itself back through middle has been revealed. And I'm not even sure if Complexity is going to be trying to go for this. I don't think that's the case. Surreal, I think, just trying to keep them inside. Gotta be careful though. Arya boosts it up just out of range to be able to spot Surreal falling back there. So he makes it out, and these 3 CTs, as long as they don't get chased, should stay alive. So they'll have that little bit of extra gunpowder. But Splyce is going to walk away with another round, getting themselves up to 5-6. What's up, Mac and SNK? Yeah, and despite those 3 saves, Complexity still ends up on a relatively piss poor buy. Besides those saves, Ari doesn't even seem to care. Super straightforward there from Arya. Just walks right up with the op, pops off Slemmy. He was one of the guys with a rifle too. Ricks next up, goodbye to Def. That's the site. That's a site fully under their control. A few more of these CTs trying to move in, as you can see, but just not getting much done. Android getting eliminated. Desi as well. Picks up one of the M4s, but he's on track to save now. They are going to be focusing on preserving those guns. They're looking into the next round here. And Splyce will tie it up again at 6-6. So they tied it at 3, if I remember correctly. And they're tying it at 6. It's basically just been back and forth 3-round streaks from these teams so far. So going by that logic, coL should win the next round. We'll wait and see if that pattern keeps to it. As obviously, there's no guarantee that will happen. Desi does go down, so they lose that last M4 that they still had saved over, and the op too. No saves at all. And now I don't even know if they're going to be able to justify... No, actually, they're good. They're all over 4K, so there's no reason why they shouldn't buy here. I thought the money was a little bit lower than that, but they're all right. So another buy coming in from coL. Regardless of the outcome and regardless of the issues from the T side, though, talking about this in more long-term aspects, this is still a good half for Splyce now, regardless of it. 6 rounds on T side. As long as they carry that momentum in equal parts to the CT side, they should be in okay shape now. That molly was really well placed, but just no follow-up at all, and it would have held both these CTs over here at Hay Barrel's back and kind of counted out the setup a little bit if they could get Surreal into the open, but that was the one key thing. First map was won, by the way, Larzano by Complexity, so they had the advantage right now. Finally, though, Splyce is going to look to push their way into the site. Surreal giving himself away maybe a little bit too early, but makes the impact anyway. Him and Android.
Everyone just looks immediately to the left and gets shot in the back.
Picks up 4 kills on the entry, and now it's just down to Arya.
I killed a guy, swung, started fighting a second guy, someone ran in front of me, and then I died.
So there we go. One more kill picked up by Arya, but that's all we are going to see. Complexity do manage to take back the lead, and they keep with that tradition of the 3-round streaks. So maybe there is some magic to it. Splyce, though, much like before, built up a decent amount of cash flow, so they're still going to be okay for this round. Probably not the next round, though, judging from the current money. They may, I don't know. It's basically going to be in a position where they can force, but it's not going to be that great. Let's see. Another straightforward banana push, essentially. Nothing crazy happening here. Not giving away too much, though, so good intuition from coL to send Surreal over here early, but they're going to need the other 2 in a second, too, as they're not using anything to get onto this site. In they go. They've already got that first entry. Desi traded it back. Picked up a second one, too. So Desi making it manageable for this retake, since Surreal has the advanced position, excuse me. They know that Splyce hasn't been able to push all the way over to the church and whatnot, so it's a little bit less tricky of an angle to retake from. It's still a rough retake, but they can absolutely do it, especially with plays like that happening. Nicely lined up by Android, spotting Arya through the smoke. And now just 2 remain for Splyce here. Time is getting low, though, with a molly going back. Actually might send one of their players out into the open. In fact, it does burn them alive. Just have to find Rix now. They know he's in that smoke somewhere, and there you go. The perfect retake in the 3-on-3. Android will be the one to defuse the bomb, and coL is going to pick up an 8th round for themselves. And now they're back up to a double op setup here. Splyce also on to full gunpowder, however, so they need to be careful. Splyce, at the moment, just satisfied with sitting back and weighing down the time a little bit as they have in the past. Not really wanting to force the issue just yet. They're still slightly limited, mind you, in their utility, if you look at that. They've got enough for a very good setup here. It's just their ability to use it has to be spot on, as they don't get any second chances to reapply that utility. And well, there you can see the smoke moving in. They were talking about how they were having, if you listen to the Dead Talk, they were talking about how they were having a problem with pushing through the mid-choke point and getting wrecked from the right side. So this time they just outright smoke the left side to stop that from really being a factor. And Surreal actually should be caught off guard. Yep, Seth is going to find that kill. Roka rolls in for another one. Slemmy's able to hold and keep these trades even.
God,
Roka almost kills his teammate, actually. But at the end of the day, Splyce moves in, gets full set control. Def with this shot, though, just reopened the possibility for a retake, and spotting that nade going over confirms the position of one player inside of the pit. Oh, Def is such a great position if Roka were to peek into it.
One person just dies for free every time they're in there.
But Roka is able to hold on, and Pitt doesn't give himself away to the Opera over there and is able to eliminate Desi. Now it's all on Def for the 1v2 retake. Quick shots from him up close. Gonna go for the second one. He already knows he's inside of the pit somewhere, but Roka hops up on top of the smoke, takes him out, and secures a 7th round for Splyce to close out the half. Also finally breaks that 3-round streak for both the teams were having throughout the half. So ends up 8-7, close as you can get. Splyce, like I said before, probably okay with that, considering it's T-side they're coming off of. So, just waiting for them to ready up for the second half now, which I think is going to do in a second. Since we just saw that little score ticker. I keep grabbing the wrong can of soda. All right, boys, let's jump into it. Second half, Splyce. Currently down, but now they go over to CT side, where they can try to shut this map down and take it to a third one, which would, in this case, be... Oh, no, I closed my HLTV tab. Damn it. No, I don't remember the maps. Anyway, already out mid, nicely shot as well. No hesitation at all. Instantly gets that tap. Has other teammates moving in from Banana. Oh, no, this could get bad, but no! They thought Arya fell back, so he gets that second one.
I fucking hate this game. The worst fucking players are just so good with pistols, man.
Drone picking up one more kill. Slummy with the trade. Slummy last man alive, though. He's got a 1v2. He could absolutely win this right now. It would be an ace as well if he did it, but they managed to knock him out. And Arya will claim that last kill, netting him the nice 3K. He might, man. You never know. Well, Splyce win that round, despite Rix's anger at pistols. And now he's back onto the P90. Watch Surreal kill Rix right here. That would be it right there, man. That I'm just imagining if that happened. Just runs up Wandigs. Not looking like it's gonna happen though. Suro went back over to the other side of the map. So they gotta be careful checking this cubby though. It's a really good setup actually, so Splyce. Not a whole lot is needed to close this one out, but oh my god, Surreal with that T-Goal shot onto Arya. So quick and so clean. The Molly's going to cut them off, but it doesn't seem to matter. They've got an alternate route set up here, and now moving in, Android waiting. Rick's getting tagged down to 8 HP. Now the other three are on their way back up through the church here, and immediately Slummy takes one down with a pistol. Rick spraying blindly with the P90, but he gets taken out by the P250. Drone does trade out one more kill as he still catches a few players in the open after all this action has happened, but now the plant's going to go down. Brought down to a 2v2 after everything here. But the CTs are being very loud about their retake, so Complexity is going to be able to line up in better positions to start to try and win this one back out. And there you go. There's Desi with the first kill. One more to go. Roka, last man alive here, trying to win this one out for Splyce, but he gets flanked around the backside by Slummy. And that'll be Complexity trading it back, taking it 1-1. Splyce do indeed force into this round. But now they're going to need to try and actually hold this off. This is a rough map for these kinds of rounds. Just with the way that the rotates tend to work out and how the Ts usually play them. More often than not, the other site just ends up having all of its players save. And that's probably what's going to end up happening here unless Semphis and Rix can go huge, which is not looking likely. Semphis is already dead. Rick's trying to wrap in to box out Android. Oh, man. Doesn't even get that kill on Android.
Man.
Rick's definitely not in the best state of mind currently. Great shots from Android. I mean, all credit to him there. Really good stuff. Just very unfortunate for Splyce. As they had a good setup. Just couldn't do anything with it. And like I said before, Roka and Drone just end up falling back to save. Since there's not much that they can do about that position. Alright, calm down. Trying. Just getting a little love tap from a teammate. Go fast, men. Hello, Dan Scott. What does that even mean when Russians say that? Oh, hold on. This could get interesting, actually. Splyce of the gamble stack. See if I can get creative. There we go. There's the angles. They're going to try to move in. Semphis. No, don't get aggressive. Don't do it. You're going to... Oh, no, with the flash, they actually made it work, but they don't get any kills. Oh, no. Surreal.
Nah, he was blind, man.
Along with Desi.
I double dinked him, but...
Managed to rack up all of those kills. It takes Roka to finally respond and actually take out some of the Ts there. He ends up with a nice little double kill at the end, finishing off a few of the players that were damaged from that first contact. But ultimately, Complexity still wins out the round. Now they have a nice solid 3-round advantage, with Splyce finally getting their full buy. And in terms of a gun round here, coL's taking it in a very straightforward fashion. You've got Android kind of lurking on Banana. Looking like they're going to move up to take car control now. A few players in apartments. Basically just your default early split, like weighing your options, looking for picks if you can find any. And then in about 10 to 15 seconds here, maybe a little longer, since it's Inferno and teams tend to play the timer a little bit lower, since sites are so close to the execute points. But in a few seconds here, you're going to see Complexity just group up towards one side and probably go all in. Maybe have like one guy lurking on the other side. And it's looking like a 4-1 split on the A now. Technically, it'd be a 3-1 split with one guy lurking B, but... semantics, you know. Anyway, 40 seconds left, so they are going to need to actually, you know, make some impact here really soon. Especially if they're going to try to be tricky about this and reroute the bomb back over to B. And they need to make sure they set that up very soon, as they still really don't know for sure how many players are on each site. They haven't managed to get anyone in just yet, but there we go. Android makes it happen with the double kill. Ends up with 2 HP. Here's the thing, though. Bomb is still very much headed over towards the A bomb site, but they're still managing to make this work. Really great stuff from coL. A little bit weird in the way that it ends up playing out, but they get the job done and just DM their way through one of these gun rounds here. Up 12-8. Splyce not going to be able to immediately rebuy into this next round. Four more rounds in complexity will have themselves the match. Ooh, and a great nade too, right onto Arya. Nice pistol from Semphis. Taking down Desi. Android looking to respond to a little bit of this. They do have to take it a bit brutishly.
That fucking fire just kept spreading on me, man.
But they get the job done, and once again find their route into one of the 2 sites. However, they're still, even though it's just pistols for Splyce, they're still going to be a little bit tricky. Complexity, this is, no. They're still going to be a little bit tricky about the way that they actually play out this remaining 4v2. Just because their players got kind of lit. You can see there on the right side, Android and Surreal down relatively low. So they managed to successfully trick their opponents, and for Roka and Drone, well, they'll end up on the other side of the map against the plant. We'll see if they attempt a retake or not here. I mean, they're not really saving anything. Oh, hold on. Let's see if they can do this. They want that gun. I see it. Can they get it, though? This is more interesting than the actual round. Uh-oh, I think someone's coming down mid. Oh, never mind. No, they're good. Can they get it? I don't think they can get it. I think it's too far out. They need to throw like a nade on the other side of it. It's so close. It's right there. Roka can't get it. It's like a foot out of their vision path. I don't think...
Trigonometry, guys.
That's what I was saying. If they had a nade, they could have bounced it back. I'm assuming Splyce's pause here. They do have the full buy. They just need the winning strat, as this is their last oh my god, what am I saying? This is their last real gun round they have where they could realistically win in regulation time. If they drop this one, they're just gonna have to make the run up to 15 essentially, as they'll eco again next round, unless they just force it, which is also a possibility. Assuming they go on the normal buy procedures, that they eco next round and then buy up again after that, and then they just have to make the run. What would that be? 6 rounds straight to 15. No, sorry. 7 rounds straight, my bad. Math is hard. But hey, we're live again. And Slummy actually trying to spray through here. He's got the position right, just unfortunately his opponents aren't really walking into that head on. So Android is going to move past the deep smoke here to regroup with his teammates as they go for a pretty aggressive control over towards the car spot. And they'll get it. Splyce just with a standard 2 to hold here, but also the 2-man team in the long haul is doing great work. Desi trading out the first kill against them.
Good call by you.
However,
Maybe at the end.
I had a chance.
Arya picks up that last kill, bringing it down to a 4v3. Early advantage for Splyce. Now they need to get their players together and hold off the A bomb site, though, as that trade going into this next execute still partially gives Complexity the advantage just to get onto the site. Post plan, obviously, if they can trade out, is going to be very rough for Complexity. We'll find out here in a moment. Def going for that first kill. Flicks onto the headshot against Arya. Takes him down. The timing, indeed, very unfortunate. And now Def moves in to clear out the site. Only one remains in the pit, and they find him in the open, too. So Def escapes with another kill. To be completely honest, he had no business getting. And now that's brought it down into a 3v2 disadvantage to Splyce. With Rix and Semphis trying to rotate around the corner, too.
We could still do this, you know?
Yeah, we can. I was just, dude, that should have been a kill.
CSGO.
Semphis with a nice shot. Finds the pit player. Now they just have to worry about the last two sitting on the site. Android and Def remaining here. It's not looking like Splyce are going to actually go for it, though. They're happy with just that one extra pick and being able to kind of isolate these last two guys in sight. They're still going to be able to escape, though. Semphis fell, like, super far back, so lets them out. He does pick up one more kill against Def, so causing the Complexity guys money. I don't really think they're too worried about those deaths, though, when you look at the amount of cash that Complexity currently has in excess. Battle begins very quickly this time with Complexity trying to push their way up Banana. Unsuccessfully, I should add here.
So late, man.
Overall, a 1-to-1 trade. The problem is, though, is that Slemmy and Surreal took so much damage. Slemmy down at 15 HP and Surreal at 12. Arya still taking these pot shots here, and it's a good thing that Rix checks the log spot.
Oh, dude, I doubled them.
As Slemmy was stuck back. Now the remaining couple of players are going to be working their way over, and Roka, oh my goodness, just dodges death at 62 HP. They know he's sitting in the corner, but the pot flash up on top. They don't expect that at all. Drone and Roka move in for the double, and just Surreal left alive as Splyce keep their hopes and dreams rolling here with that save. They were able to buy up enough into the next round, and now they end up with a victory, bringing them up to 9-14, keeping them in the match. First round they have won in this entire half besides the pistol. Well, Complexity has another chance to immediately re-break Splyce and allow them to pretty much just win out this map if they win out this round, since that's going to put Splyce, even with a force, into a pretty crappy spot. Maybe like Roka is going to end up on a full buy. The rest are going to have to definitely make some sacrifices. But no resistance at all to the mid-choke. Splyce pretty much just focusing entirely on the site right now. Even Roka trying to watch apartments way more than he's focused on. There's like the walk up there, but ultimately the CTs are able to hold nicely to start things off here. Arya finding that first kill, finds the second one too. Both Desi and Slemmy end up just walking right into him. Nice re-peek from Def, though. Beautiful headshot from him. Not a whole lot that Drone could have done to resist that there. So the 2 kills being traded back. And what was that from Def? Half blind, still gets that kill while falling down, takes down Arya. And with Surreal finding Rix, all of a sudden, this goes down to Semphis to try and clutch 1v2. He's going to be sneaking up right now. Surreal waiting on the backside of this one. 1-to-1 trade is a real possibility if Semphis isn't careful, but he sneaks away with that first kill. Def not re-peeking into the broken wall hole just yet. And Semphis trying to pop flash over, get himself a little bit closer to the site if he can. The smoke, I think, went slightly too deep. Yeah, Def can still peek into that while spotting his opponent, so there you go. He's going to swing right out, find Semphis, and Complexity closes out in the round. They've only got one alive, but with the money they have, like I said, just a round or two back. That's not too big of an issue. They can still easily rebuy, whereas Splyce are going to be the ones that have to make sacrifices. Well, Complexity pushing themselves up towards B now. Rix will be the first point of contact here with just that little CZ to play off of. Ari is here too, though. This is the thing, though. Splyce, they've tried to get aggressive before. They're only going to catch one player this time, but they do get the kill. That's the bomb as well, and then Rix got the second one. Those pistols doing work might have just saved them for another round here, as all of a sudden Complexity has to fully lock on this push. But there we go. Now another kill working its way out for the CT side. Finally, a trade from the T's. But that's a very slow start to now what is going to be a very long comeback in this round. Even Def over here, finding Drone on the push towards A, has to focus on just falling back so they can move in, try to retrieve this bomb, and actually make the push happen, since they don't necessarily have a whole lot of time to recover to this disadvantage either. Only 30 seconds remaining in this round. Thankfully for them, Molly working Walnut is good enough to be able to hold off the CTs grabbing the bomb, but they still have to go straight forward into the B site where they are waiting for them. Def gets tagged, losing half of his HP, and now moving in. 15 seconds left. Def had a small window to work off. That's how he got that kill. The trade from one of the CTs. Def finding one more pickup, going for the second one, but he's caught in a very awkward position. So he will go down, and Splyce will pick up a 10th round for themselves. Five more in a row to go now. And they finally, with these trades, these slow little trades coming in here and there, it's finally whittled down the Complexity money enough to where after this round they will finally be broken. This is it right here. They have to win out now, or they are going to let Splyce start to run the comeback a little bit, netting them a couple of free rounds here. Slow and steady at the beginning of the, what is this, the 26th round, I think? Yeah. Beginning of the 26th round. Oh. It's a great flash thrown up by Roka. Just no follow-up on it from any of the CTs here. Now they're going to move their way out. Roka completely blinded. He's going to get mollied into the open, too. Drone holds for that first kill. Can he hold for a second? Unfortunately, no. Surreal getting work done on the entries again. And now they push their way in, but they're immediately getting retaken upon by Rix. He backs up, so it does let them get the bomb onto the ground. But if Rix followed through, got that kill, he might have been able to kill Surreal and deny the plant, too. And that could have sent the round in a completely different direction. Now, though, it's a 4v3 post-plant hold. Surreal very, very low. So he's going to be playing passive, almost a support role here, trying to pop flash out for teammates and hold the retake back. Splyce not showing any signs of going in anytime soon, as they have to just do this as a dry retake. They have no utility to get back into this site. Semphis looking around, really hoping someone makes a mistake, but in fact, he gets wrecked by Def. Rix with one trade, gets the second, needs two more, though, to win out this map and can't do it. So Complexity shut it down, and they're the ones who take control of the map, winning out this set as well in a 2-0 fashion. So that's going to end their first match here today, and they will move on. Complexity, this is, to play, I believe, NRG in a second here. It's scheduled to start in about 30 minutes.